He spent the night at Sarah Ann's house while he's engaged to Laura. Like, let me share my location while I cheat on you. Wow.
Again, she's talking about the Megan Fox comment.
I was agreeing with him though. I was like, you shouldn't have said clingy though. You should have said needy. He had a girlfriend while he signed up and was even filming the show.
And for me, that something was the conversation that Ken had with AD.
He's just like a clout chaser, basically.
Right.
He just wants
50/50 podcast. Hi everyone, welcome back to the 50/50 podcast. I'm Yas.
And I'm Yel. And don't forget to subscribe. We have new episodes out every single Wednesday, so subscribe so you don't miss any of them.
Yes, don't forget to subscribe. Today we're going to be going over, again, the Love is Blind episodes, of course.
Yes.
This new batch, which is episodes 7 through 9.
Yeah.
Last week we went over episodes 1 through 6, and that was crazy.
Yes, and if you haven't seen that, check it out. I'll have it linked down below, or also it's on our page, so you can always go back and watch that one. But yeah, this season has just been
Explosive.
So much drama
During the episodes, happening, during the show.
Yeah.
And on social media.
Yes.
Current.
Yes, drama on and off the show. There's so
It's
much
crazy.
drama going on. So many new things that are being uncovered while the episodes are airing. A lot of things are being brought up now in social media, like with Jeremy, which we're going to get into, like Jeremy, Trevor. Yeah, just a lot going on. So we just want to get into the recapping of it,
Yeah,
right?
let's just get into it. And we're going to start off with Ken and Brittany.
Yes.
That's the first couple. And unfortunately, they broke up.
They broke up this episode, this next batch, right at the beginning,
Right in
episode
the
7.
beginning, yeah.
They broke up, and there was something off about them. Like, they were the strongest couple. We both said it in our last episode recap of the Love is Blind. I thought they were gonna make it to the altar. I thought they were gonna say I do, live happily ever after. I saw them as such a strong couple, and all of a sudden, somewhere there in their Dominican Republic trip, they show that one boat scene. If you guys seen it, I know you can picture this too, where they're just silent. They're not talking to each other at all. And I know silence is okay, but I feel like Brittany, she was trying to talk to him, and he kept giving one word answers. It just seemed like something changed.
And for me, that something was the conversation that Ken had with AD.
Yeah.
About, him being a black man.
Yeah.
And with a white woman, and how they're going to raise their kids and, teach them about race and all that.
Yeah. And them being an interracial couple, AD
right.
was just saying have you thought about that? She was telling Ken
is Brittany able to handle that, the interracial couple, them being an interracial couple, and, raising kids that are mixed.
Yeah, exactly. So AD did have that conversation with him, and that we do see him talking to Brittany after that conversation with AD, and they're kind of talking a little bit about just race and things like that, which, I mean, it's an important conversation to have.
It's very important, yeah.
And especially, I know for any, interracial couples out there, I'm sure that's stuff you have to overcome, right?
Right.
I mean, we know our parents are from completely different backgrounds,
Yeah.
ethnicities, races, whatever you want to call it, religions, everything.
Yeah.
They're completely different. So I know, we can understand that. But Brittany shared to him that she has dated in the past other African-American men. It's not her first time dating outside of her race.
Right.
But it was for Ken.
It was for Ken, yeah. And, he said that his friends would be like, hey, are you okay with this? Do you feel comfortable with doing this? Because I guess he has never dated, someone outside of his race.
Yeah.
So it is different, when you date outside of your race. You don't know how your family's going to take it
Exactly.
either.
There's some stuff I guess you guys would have to confront together, some obstacles that you would have to overcome together,
So I feel like,
yeah.
for me, ultimately that was the thing that caused the disinterest in him, towards her. He just started acting so weird.
Yeah.
So just he pulled back so much, and poor Brittany, she felt it.
Yeah, she did. She felt it. And I know, you were saying about the conversation with AD, a lot of people online are saying the same thing, that they think the conversation with AD had something to do with it, because that's how we see it as the viewers. We see the him talk to AD, then obviously that episode ends, and now in these new episodes, it starts off with pretty much close to the beginning, Ken and Brittany having that talk. So a lot of people are thinking the same thing you're thinking. I personally don't think it was a conversation with AD, but I do think there's something there, something maybe that the cameras didn't catch, because I know they're with them a lot, but not 24/7. So I feel like something was there that they didn't catch, like
an argument, a discussion, or
something, that they all of a sudden flipped the switch, and Ken seems so uninterested in her, like you were saying, and I feel like she felt it, and it was just awkward. It was just weird. They didn't seem like they did in the beginning, where even when they were in that like first, like I guess pool party or party by the beach, he kept coming over to her and like checking on her, how she's doing, like so attentive, and like all of a sudden he kind of seemed not interested in her anymore. And of course that can happen. That's like part of this, this whole experience, that once they meet in person, maybe the connection isn't there anymore.
Yeah, the chemistry isn't there. And that's what they're talking about, their chemistry.
Yeah.
There was no more chemistry. That's what Brittany was saying, there's no chemistry between, at least from her end, towards him. And, he said that wasn't how he felt. But if that's how she felt, then
he understands.
Yeah. And so basically they called it off.
Yeah, that was like their breakup moment. And they show us like once they get to the house and they're like living together, which it seems like very, very short time, maybe like a couple of days that they're living together. He's always on his phone.
Always on his phone.
Like, I don't know if that's an editing thing or what, but he is glued to his phone. Brittany brings it up to him in conversation that he's always on his phone. While they're breaking up, he's on his phone.
Yeah. He's always on his phone.
He's always on his phone. But even though, like, I guess we can say, like, he kind of, it appeared that he, like, lost interest in her or something like that, I still felt really bad during the breakup because she was telling him how and I feel like she was trying to be very nice about it, because she was like, she doesn't crave him anymore. She was trying to say, which I guess she just meant she's not attracted to him anymore or something, or like,
she lost interest.
Didn't feel that attraction. Yeah. Like, she lost interest, exactly. So I don't know, it just made me feel bad for him, because he was like, well, that's on your end. He's like, for me, he's like, that is still here for me. Like, I still feel like, that crave for you. So,
but he wasn't showing
it. Yeah. And I think ultimately, after all that, happened, I think it probably was better for them to just, I think they're just not each other's match.
Yeah. I mean, they're so nice to each other. They're really nice people.
Yeah.
But
maybe just as friends. They're not like romantically, I guess, a match. That's what it is.
Exactly.
Yeah, because they were really nice. They were a very nice couple. They're very nice to each other. Very respectful of each other also.
Yeah, very respectful. Very nice. I wanted them to stay together.
Me too. I wanted them to make it. I really thought they were going to make it. So that was kind of a sad and shocking breakup for me too.
It was,
I couldn't believe that they broke up.
Me neither. I was like, wait, this is it? It's over? Like,
me too. And then like for the other episodes, I was like, maybe something like
nothing.
Nope, they're gone.
It's
they're
over.
Done.
I do want to add one thing that about social media stuff.
Yeah.
AD was asked in a Q&A that she did on Instagram.
I saw that.
She's like, someone asked her, do you think that because of the conversation that you had with Ken, so AD with Ken, that's the reason why they broke up? And she was like, I don't have that kind of, power over people.
Yeah.
So that's her take on it. I still believe what I believe.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but I can't wait to hear in the reunion what actually happened, because something happened that they're not showing.
Yeah, I'd love to hear more. Like you said, I'd love to hear more from Ken. I'd love to hear more from Brittany too. Even though Brittany, I feel like she was pretty open and saying, like, we could see her from her side that she was trying. But I still would like to hear from her, like, what happened from her side that she lost interest. And I would love to hear from Ken. Because I personally don't think it could be from that conversation with AD. But that is all that we're seeing.
That's the only reason why I think that, because that's all that we see. And then we see, boom, things aren't working out.
Exactly. But I get what AD is saying, that she's like, she can't have the power to break up a whole relationship. Of course not. But maybe she
planted like a little seed in his head.
Yeah. And like, or brought to the light like some flaws maybe that they, or some things that they didn't think about. Like maybe he didn't think all that stuff about like the race part, like being an interracial couple. Maybe he didn't think that through all the way. So just having that conversation made him think of things he didn't think of before. I don't know.
Yeah. Wait, they didn't even get to meet their families, right?
No, they didn't even get to meet their families. That's why I was like, I wanted to see them make it a little bit further. I really thought they'd make it all the way, but at least a little bit further.
Yeah, I wanted to see a little development of their relationship, but it just got cut, boom, so fast.
Yeah.
So that was it for Ken and Brittany.
Yep, that was
sad to see them go.
Yep, so they're done. Now we're down to, there was 5 couples, now it's 4.
Yeah. So next is Jeremy and Laura, which is a disaster.
They're a drama couple.
They're explosive, I feel like.
Full of drama.
Because it's just too much. Jeremy...
Oh, no.
He is not a good person, I feel like.
No, Jeremy, I used to think that they were a good couple. I'm like, they were a good match. That's what I said last time. We already saw him kind of show a little bit of his true colors, getting so angry about that whole bean dip situation when it was his own fault.
Yeah, and then he's getting mad at Laura.
When, she told you, like, an inside joke of the girls, like, but she didn't go and tell you to tell everybody about it. So... And then he even admitted, he apologized. He admitted that he was just angry with himself.
But then he was
the way he treated her was not okay.
It was not okay. And he said, he gave her the silent treatment. He slept on the couch.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, I thought that's what you wanted me to do anyway.
And she was like, why would I want you to do that? Like,
yeah. So then he's trying to like blame it on her. Like, so I just didn't like any of that stuff. Yeah. How he went about his apology or whatever.
I feel like he is kind of like a joke person. I don't know. Like, he's not really here for, I'm seeing like his true colors now. And I feel like he's not here for the right reasons. He's not here to find a wife. He's not.
No. He's just here to, I don't even know what. Maybe just hang around because.
I have no idea. Like,
it's just crazy. Jeremy had another connection, Sarah Ann. And he told Laura that Sarah Ann ends up messaging him on Instagram.
Yes, that DM. Like
the DM that he receives saying, you know, if you want to explore other options, like I'm available. If you change your mind, basically.
She's like, I know you're engaged. Yeah, she's like, I know you're engaged, but if you want to explore your options, like I'm here.
What options within an engaged man?
Yeah.
Like, and she knows who the fiance is. Yeah. I mean, you were there.
We saw them there in the pods. They knew that they both had Jeremy as their connection. We even see at the very end where Jeremy tells Sarah Ann that, you know, it's not, he's, you know, he doesn't see this moving forward anymore.
Exactly.
Like, breaks up with her, basically.
Sarah Ann walks in.
Yeah. She tells Laura. Laura and Sarah Ann even hug. So it's just like, they had no, like, bad feelings for each other. They didn't show us that they hated each other or anything like that.
I mean, they hugged it out.
They hugged it out. So it's just like, that right there was crazy that she would send that message. But he shows Laura. He's just like, look how transparent I am. Look how, like, open and honest I am. Like, here's this message.
But he did heart the message.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, couldn't you just thumbs up it? Like, he's like, I just double tapped.
Or not respond.
Yeah.
Why would you have to respond?
If you do respond, be like, I'm happy in my choice. Thank you. Or something like that. Like, I don't know. I just feel like
for me, I would have not even responded.
Yeah.
Just leave it like that.
Yeah.
Like you said, if he truly, really wanted to respond, be like, you know that I'm engaged or something along those lines, like putting, a boundary up.
Yeah.
But he didn't do that.
No, he didn't.
He left it open and he hearted it. I don't know. I don't like that stuff. That's not right.
Yeah. And then later on in the episodes, actually, this is where the episodes ended, which it left us like, I was like, no, because basically he goes out with his friends.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
And he ends up going to a bar where he knows that Sarah Ann is at. And he was like, I was going to turn around and come home, but I said, no, I'm not going to let anybody change my,
dictate my life.
Dictate my life. There you go. That's what he said.
Mm-hmm.
And he ends up going to this bar where Sarah Ann is at and doesn't come home till 5 or 6 in the morning.
And his excuse or his reason that it was okay is because he shared his location with Laura.
Yeah.
That's what he tells her.
That's what he tells her. And like she said, she's like, what did you want me to do with your location? Like, just stay up all night and watch your little car move from like
location to location?
Yeah, location to location.
And he said, he's like, well, I didn't go anywhere. Yeah. We stayed outside she's like, what do you mean you didn't go anywhere? The bar's closed at 2 a.m. Right. You were out until, whatever she said, 5 or 6 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, what do you mean? He's like, no, we just stayed outside.
Yeah, we were just talking
the whole time.
Uh-huh.
And then she's like, what do you, like, she let him speak and say all his parts, say whatever. And she's like, that's not true. I woke up at 5 a.m., checked your location. You are there around, Sarah Ann's house.
Like her neighborhood, wherever she lives at, like her part of town. And Laura, like, she's not an idiot. You're with Sarah Ann. You happen to be in the part of town that she lives. He was at her house.
And that's what the whole, the internet is also saying that. They're like, all social media, they're like, he spent the night there.
He spent the night at Sarah Ann's house while he's engaged to Laura.
To me, that relationship is over.
I hope it is over. They left us there. Like, Laura is seen leaving the house. Like, she's like leaving him there. I hope she does not take him back because he is not the right one. He's not here for a relationship.
No, he's not.
We also found out just this week too in social media that he apparently was previously engaged.
Well, I mean, being previously engaged is not the problem.
Yeah.
The problem is that supposedly he was still engaged while he was being casted onto the show.
Yeah.
He denies that. He went on Instagram stories and he was like, that's not true. Let me just clear this up with you guys. So he has a way of talking that really convinces a person. Yeah. I've noticed. And so, because he's being so transparent, he's like, I would never lie. Like, I'm telling you guys this. Yes, I was engaged. And yes, this. The way that he talks is so, like,
Like he's being so honest.
Like he's being so honest. So you're like, oh yeah, he's an honest guy. No, he's not. He lies. He lies so much, and we see that here on the show. So I don't believe him.
Yeah, and I just think that is like unforgivable what he did. He wants to go and, you know, be with Sarah Ann, which was his other, like, you know, option in the pods. If he wants to explore his other options, then I feel like he just shouldn't be with Laura, because he just wants to like have his cake and eat it too. You know, you made this commitment to this person. You're gonna get married in a few weeks, because at this point they're like down to like 3 weeks until the wedding day.
Yeah.
And how can you, like, from Laura's point of view, how can you marry somebody who just a couple weeks before your marriage? I know this is like a fast process, right? But a couple weeks before your marriage, he is like basically unsure. Because if you're going to go check your other options, then you're not feeling sure about what's happening. And like, also from Sarah Ann's point of view, why does she want to be like the second choice? How does she feel?
Come
That's
on,
so
Sarah
disrespectful
Ann.
to both women. Yeah.
Yeah. But disrespectful and all so disrespectful of Sarah Ann towards Laura. Because you guys were, you know, we can say friends, you know, during that time, because they spent a lot of time there. And it's so disrespectful to herself.
Yeah, because she's just
not
getting
right.
like
That's not right, Sarah.
Yeah, no, I want to hear more from what he has to say, even though I know it's all gonna be like trash, because he's just like,
I don't believe a word that comes out of his mouth anymore.
But like, because there's no excuse, and he was trying to give her all the excuses. Like, I feel like he was being the typical. I'm sorry for all the men out there. He's just being like a typical like guy excuses, where it's like, oh no, we were just talking in the parking lot.
Well, no, it starts. We were at the bar. She's like, the bar is closed at 2. So he's
Yeah.
like, we were in the parking lot.
Yeah.
After they closed. She's like, but your location said you were somewhere else.
Yeah, he couldn't say.
He was like, well, I'm not denying anything. And then she was like, well, you were at her house, basically.
Her house, yeah.
He's like, I don't want to speak on that anymore.
Yeah, that's a yes.
That's a yes.
That's a yes.
He was at her house. And that's when Laura decides to get up and leave.
Yeah. Which I'm proud of her for how she handled it and everything, because I think she did a good job. Like, you know, she didn't blow up.
No, she
didn't get
cool,
too angry.
calm, and collected.
Yes, she stayed cool, calm, and collected. And she hit him with all the facts. She was like, don't come at me with your little stupid excuses.
Yeah.
She's like, because he's dumb enough to share his location. She saw his location.
I mean, that's what he wanted.
That's what he wanted. And he's so dumb.
That's why he wanted to get caught. That's the thing. Yeah. You know, men are dumb. So he wanted to get caught. Otherwise, he wouldn't have shared the location. That's what he wanted.
He's like, let me share my location while I cheat on you. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just like ridiculous. She was saying, like, you know, he shared the location instead of even sending her a text, so he didn't even have that decency to be like, I'm going to be out later or something.
You know what he should have done from the beginning is say, hey, I was going to go to this bar, but now we're going to this other bar.
Yeah.
And Sarah Ann is going to be there. Yeah. Just wanted to let you know.
Yeah.
Do you want to come? Maybe he could have even said that, you know?
Yeah.
And she could be like, you know what? I don't care if she's there. Or she could be like, you know what? I'm coming.
Yeah.
She could show herself for a bit and then...
Yeah.
You know, if she needed to go home, or just both of them can go home.
Right.
Kind of thing. But the way that he went about everything was wrong.
Yeah, it was so wrong and...
Unforgivable.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to make it anymore. I hope they don't get back together, because...
I don't want them to get back together. Yeah. So at this point, for me, they're not, I believe that's another broken up couple based on what we saw.
Yeah, me too. I feel like that's another broken up couple. And honestly, I know we were going to move on to the next couple too, but none of these couples are feeling strong to me at all. No.
I don't like any of them together. I feel like you said, they shouldn't be together.
Yeah.
None of them belong together.
Yeah.
Because they are all messy. I just, there's no connection there.
I don't see any strong couples here.
No.
Anymore. After this batch of episodes, I think we'll see. We'll be lucky if one person gets married.
I think, and now my true prediction is 0.
Yeah. Now from right now, I really don't think any of them are going to make it to the altar, and I don't know if any of them should, to be honest.
They shouldn't, and I don't want them to.
Yeah.
So the next one's Jimmy and Chelsea. They're a mess. Lord. Jimmy is a mess. Chelsea is a disaster.
He called her clingy this episode, or these episodes, and she got really offended.
Because, you know, she has so many insecurities. And they're all coming
to
light with this show. Especially she doesn't know the guy, Jimmy, that well. You know, I mean, as much as they know each other, they don't really know each other.
Right.
So I feel like he also wants to push her buttons a little bit, because he says things that are kind of mean.
Yeah, no, he does. He says things that are mean. I mean, calling her clingy is mean.
Yeah. Even if honestly, she is clingy, but you can say it in a nicer way.
You can say it in a nicer way, yeah. I was agreeing with him, though. I was like, you shouldn't have said clingy, though. You should have said needy. Because she is so needy. And honestly, so annoying. Like, that's how she's coming off. And I feel bad for her because I feel embarrassed for her whenever she's watching these episodes, because I'm like, I don't know, we don't know what her true self is like because we're only seeing this, side of her, like her in a relationship. But, and I'm sure she's a nice person.
I think she is, but
she is just so needy. And like I was saying, I would be, if I was her, I would be embarrassed to watch these episodes back of how much she's like, you haven't kissed me today. You haven't said I love you to me today. Like, I don't know. I just feel like it's too much. And Jimmy, obviously, he was telling her too, like, because I feel like, in a relationship, you have to like compromise, right? So she wants him to say I love you 500 million times a day, kiss her, I don't know how many, she like
thousands
said,
of times,
1,000 times, in a day, whatever. But he's saying that he felt like he wanted to pull back a little bit.
Yeah.
So I feel like she needs to read the room too.
Yeah.
And be like, okay, you know what? I'm that kind of person, but maybe, he's not exactly like that. So maybe there'll be days when he's willing to like talk to her, say I love you more, or like, I don't know. I just feel like she's at this point, I feel like she's forcing him.
Yeah.
And do you want that also, to have like somebody tell you I love you or kiss you because they know that if you don't do it, you're gonna get angry at them. Like, it just feels too not genuine.
And also she wants him to be kissing her and all this stuff, but he's working. Yeah. And that's what he tells her. He's like, you know what? Yeah. I'm working, I have meetings, and, in between the stuff, I quickly came down or something like that. He's like, we talked for a little bit. He's like, I hugged you, or when we were getting ready, I kissed you or something. Yeah. But she also needs to remember, he's at work. And yes, he's at home. He works from home because I think he says he's a remote worker.
Yes.
So he only works at home. That's his office. He's at home, but he is at work.
Yeah.
So he can't be, typing and, giving a little kiss, typing and giving another little kiss, taking a meeting, and then he's all over her. That's not how it works. When you're at work, and you're in that zone,
Yeah.
You have a lunch break. Maybe at his lunch break, he can have a conversation, but still, she needs to respect that too, that he's working. Just like if it was her, I know she's a flight attendant, so that's why she's not at work right now, because she can't be flying around and, being on the show. So I guess she just took this time off.
That's what it seems like, yeah, because she's like at home.
She's just at home, yeah. So, she has her downtime, but he can't.
I mean, it's not like you were saying, he's working, so it's not like it's like a weekend or something. He's just choosing to ignore her.
Exactly.
He's not choosing to ignore her. He's just like in his office working.
Yeah.
And he needs that time too. Like, everybody has different jobs, and maybe his job's a little bit more demanding than most. Like, you don't know. But like, the point is, I just feel like she was overreacting with that. Like, you haven't even kissed me today. I don't know. Her voice like cracks, everything. I don't know. But it's just like, yeah, it was coming off as very needy, and I know that's not polite. That's not nice for him to say as like her fiance, but
he could have said it in a nicer way.
Yeah, he could have said the same thing, just in a nicer way. So.
Yeah, but the truth of the matter is, she is very needy. She is clingy. I guess you can say clingy. I would say, like you said, more needy. Mm-hmm. And just it comes off so annoying, and honestly, it's so cringy to watch.
It's so cringy to watch because she's just like begging him for attention.
Yeah, and that's what I don't like.
Yeah,
she's literally begging him.
Yeah.
Ugh, that's so sad.
And I feel like he's trying to a little bit, but like,
that's
how much more can he do?
I feel like he's trying, and that's the thing. You should try for a relationship, but not like that. They're just getting to know each other. Yeah. Like, I don't know. He doesn't really like her. That's the thing. I feel.
I feel like that too. I feel like the connection's not really like that strong there.
Imagine if they are the ones that end up married.
Oh my God, yeah, that would be crazy. You never know with the show. It's like, you think one thing, like we were thinking Ken and Brittany were so strong, and then look what happened. They literally are broken up. They're done.
Yeah.
So you never know what's going to happen.
They might end up married.
Exactly. Yeah.
Maybe that's his dream relationship, Jimmy.
Who knows? Who knows?
But there also, one of the scenes, her friends come over.
Yes.
And again, she's talking about the Megan Fox comment. So they're like,
she won't let it go.
She won't let it go. She's like, who do you think I look like? And they say a name. I don't know whose name they say in the beginning.
Yeah, they say she looks like somebody else. They don't say Megan Fox, though. They say another celebrity's name.
And she's like, and who else? And who else? And she's like, her friend's like, Megan Fox. And she's like, see, I told you.
Yeah, like she really wants to push this Megan Fox thing.
Why?
I don't know. And remember, this is all like, because now this is all like, social media is going crazy about, right?
Yeah,
her Megan Fox comment. But this is all before social media even saw it. So she's still even in the filming stage pushing this Megan Fox thing.
Why? That's what I don't understand. Why does she want to convince him that she looks like Megan Fox when he can clearly see she does not look like Megan Fox?
Yeah, and he has his own opinions, and he's already said, because he said it clearly. I guess she didn't hear it because it was on his side interview, but he was like, she does not look like Megan Fox. He already even said it.
And she doesn't,
Get over it. Like, move on. But
it's good to look like yourself. You don't. Why do you? I don't like that whole stuff. Like I look like this person. I look like that person. I look like me. You know, just be happy that you look like yourself. You're an individual, a unique person.
Exactly. So yeah, and social media, everybody's like,
social media. You know, took that and ran with it, like they say.
Yeah.
They have made so many jokes about it.
Poor Chelsea. And she's like, she even said there, and like I guess it was her TikTok or something. She's like, anybody who's ever said that I look like Megan Fox, like please stand up, like
somebody come out and say it.
Yeah, and everybody's waiting to, like, is Megan Fox ever gonna say anything?
I don't think so.
I feel like she has to be getting like so many
more
mentions than on a regular basis because of this show. So I'm sure Megan Fox has seen this stuff too.
Oh yeah, she's definitely seen it. Yeah. But I don't think she's gonna say anything.
Yeah, me neither. But I wonder what she thinks about it. Does she think Chelsea looks like her?
She might be like, yeah, you look like me or something. Because celebrities, I don't know, it depends, right? I feel like they're nice people.
Yeah.
Overall.
Yeah. I mean, I hope she's a good sport about it.
Yeah.
And then another thing with Jimmy and Chelsea is, you know how they're getting to know each other's like families, some couples, and Jimmy like met Chelsea's friends, and then he takes her to meet his friends. And didn't you think that was a little weird that his friends are just two girls?
Yes. Not only two girls, but two girls that he's known
for 2 years, he said.
2 years.
That doesn't seem like a long time to me.
That is so weird.
It was really weird too. And like I know somewhere along the meeting they mentioned like, oh, he's like a brother to us, and I was like, okay, I got like a sigh of relief because I'm like, you guys should have said that from the beginning, because it didn't seem like they were like just saw him like a brother.
For me, honestly, friends that are you've had friends for 2 years, that doesn't seem like they're that good of your friends. To meet your fiance.
Yeah.
How good of friends are you? And that's really the only friends that he has?
Yeah, it was just a little weird. Like that.
People are meeting their families.
Yeah.
Right? Or let's say these like super long-term friends. I don't know how long, Chelsea knew her friends.
Yeah.
But a friendship, I don't know. I just felt like him showing her, like having to meet these two friends that are girls, it was just weird.
It was a little bit weird. It was just a little bit weird. And I know Chelsea, or she goes with her insecurities again too, but she even brought it up. She's like, because they asked like, how do you feel about his friends being like girls, whatever, and she was like, honestly, which I I'm proud of her for saying it too.
Yeah.
She was like, I have some, she's like, prior to meeting you guys, she's like, I did kind of think it was a little suspicious because of her history with cheating.
Yeah.
And she said there that like it happened to be that her previous partners, her exes and everything, would cheat on her with these girls that they would say that are just friends.
Yeah.
So poor Chelsea, that's like, this relationship is just like, I don't know. It
keeps getting worse and worse and worse.
From my point of view, it's not the ideal relationship for her, but I don't know about in her eyes.
It's not the ideal relationship. And honestly, if I don't know why she continues to go through this. If I feel like she's not that happy.
Yeah.
In the relationship. I feel like she's not happy. She doesn't feel secure. And why would you continue a relationship where you feel so much insecurities?
Yeah.
And you feel like you have to be like pulling things out of him. She always has to pull,
like him saying I love you.
Yeah.
Him showing his affection, I guess. Compliments, yeah.
That's what I was looking for, the word compliments. She always has to pull out these compliments from him. Like, how do you think I look? Do I look okay?
Yeah.
Do you like me? Do you not like me? What was the first thing you liked when you saw me? Like,
she needs like so much reassurance.
You haven't kissed me. All these things.
Yeah.
Why would you want to continue a relationship like that? I honestly think that she should have called it off.
Yeah. They're not seeming like a strong couple to me. I don't think they're going to make it to the altar. Or if they make it to the altar, I don't think they're going to say yes.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But the way this show is going, who knows?
Who knows?
They might end up married.
Exactly, yeah. And one thing that was missing from these chunk of episodes, 7 through 9, that we all thought we were going to see is when Jimmy finally sees Jessica.
Yeah.
And it wasn't there. So we were all waiting for that, and they're going to keep us waiting. It's not going to be till hopefully this next batch.
Hopefully the next batch. I don't know. But also what they kind of... I felt like it was coming out this next batch of episodes was when Chelsea is, yelling at him.
Yeah.
You
hooked up with her.
Yeah, you hooked up with her. You got hooked up with her. She's really upset, and he's, like, oh my gosh, like she found out kind of a face.
Yeah.
But they didn't show that to us either.
I know, and those were the things that I was like waiting for to see. So they're keeping us,
on our toes.
They're keeping us locked in. That's what they want to do. They're doing a good job
because this season is crazy.
This season
is literally so crazy.
I know.
And talking about crazy, let's go over to AD and Clay.
Yes, AD and Clay.
And the reason I say crazy is because they had a crazy interaction with the mom.
Yeah, when they were meeting his mom for the first time, I just feel like that was inappropriate. Like the first time, because it's okay, like, you know, you're airing out your dirty laundry. If you want to do it, do it. But like, I just feel like that's the first time that AD is meeting Clay's mom.
Yeah. And sister.
And sister, yeah. And Clay too, like, I don't know. I just feel like they both were, I feel like they had a lot to get off their chest. That they were just like, I don't care, even if, like in Clay's perspective, his mom is there. In AD's perspective, like, you know, her future in-laws are there. Yeah. She doesn't care. They're like, we have to get it out.
Yeah.
We have to just like talk about it. And like, I don't know. I'm not seeing them as that strong either anymore.
I'm not seeing them as strong, and I never did. I didn't see them as a strong couple. Yeah. I never thought that AD actually liked him.
Yeah.
And I kind of thought Clay was kind of off too, but now I see him a little different. I kind of changed my mind on Clay a little bit. I don't know. Like I said from last episode, it's up in the air with him all the time. But he also sleeps somewhere else.
Yeah, he's like a couple nights out of the week. She was saying that he
doesn't come home.
He doesn't come home.
But he's not at another girl's house.
No, thank goodness.
Yeah, he's sleeping, I guess, maybe in a hotel or something like that.
Or I think in his home, instead of sleeping in the home that they gave, like, you know, that the house that that Love is Blind gives them. Like, I think he was just sleeping back at his own house.
Oh, okay.
That's what I understood, but I'm not 100% sure. But like, yeah, Clay is just, I don't know. He's giving me like different signals. First of all, I want to say, like, shout out to Clay, because I feel like he's, out of all the men, he has his life more together than all of them. That's what the vibe that I got, because he has his own house. He owns that house. He even said he's paying the mortgage, and he sees himself having a family in that house. Like, I don't know. I just feel like he seemed like so
like he's prepping to have a home, and to have a home for his family.
Yeah, and he's like so ready to for that next step.
Like,
it seems like he's like, I know with other couples, like we'll get into it, like Johnny and Amy, like they talk a lot about like being financially secure. He seems like he is financially secure. Yeah. So like a lot of things, he had a lot of like pros, and then for me the cons that he's giving out is like he keeps bringing up here and there, which I know something must be on his mind, about infidelity. And marriage, and how he doesn't see himself being like loyal to one woman for the rest of his life. And he brings up a lot about his dad.
Yeah, that's so sad that he's saying that, because he's on the show. He knew that he was coming on the show to get married to one woman.
Yeah.
Right? And so he brings up so much about his dad's infidelity and how, I guess, that ultimately affected him.
Yeah.
And affected his family. And he says, his mom would suffer having to go through that stuff,
and his dad would cheat on his mom multiple times. He even said that he was involved in, like, he would go like on these trips where he would cheat, and he would take Clay with him,
which is just crazy
to me. That's like, and he did say, I think he's in therapy, so like I'm happy for him, because like that must, like he said, that
is traumatic.
That is traumatic for a kid, because I guess he knew what was happening was wrong, but I think he kind of felt stuck, and like he didn't know, because he said he hasn't even told his mom, I don't know if all of it or most of it, he hasn't even told his mom about.
Yeah, well, now she knows.
Now she's going to know.
Yeah.
And yeah, I felt like those are the parts where I feel like he's like not sure about the marriage part about it.
Yeah.
Like I feel like he really likes AD, but I think that he's like not sure about the marriage part. And last time we spoke, I didn't really agree with you when you were like saying that you don't think AD doesn't like him that much. I was like, no, like, but now I'm seeing that too. I think like AD doesn't like him that much.
Yeah, I don't think she likes him that much.
Yeah.
Her strongest connection was Matthew.
Yeah.
And so I feel like she kind of just went with Clay because Matthew left. So she was just like, kind of like, let me give him a shot. That's how I thought of it. But yeah, another thing that we also need to touch on is right before they left the Dominican Republic, this is kind of going back a little bit, AD wasn't so happy with how he was like slurping his soup, or clearing the plates, putting it all on one side, and then, piling up the plates and all that stuff.
That food scene.
Yeah. So, I mean, she says also in her Instagram, she's like, I just was watching him enjoy his food.
But that's not what it looked like.
That's not what it looked like, because she was doing all these things with her eyes and everything, and
she was judging him. She was judging, and that's okay. She did also say in her Instagram, she's like, you guys have to remember, this is our first time actually sitting down and having a meal one-on-one together. Yeah. She was saying. So she's like, it's kind of like a first date almost. That's what it was like. And I guess I could see what she's saying, but also I'm just like, some people are really annoyed. Like, I know people who don't like
the sound of like
chewing or slurping and stuff like that. They don't like those things. So maybe she's one of those people. But I don't know. What is your take on that? Because I do think it was a little bit. It looked like it was a little bit awkward, but I think she was also making it kind of awkward herself.
I think she was making it awkward. I felt like Clay was just like, you know,
in the zone.
He was just like, you know, I'm here with my fiance. Like, he just felt comfortable.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. I felt like he just felt comfortable, and he was like, you know, I'm eating the soup like this, and I'm just gonna slurp it.
Yeah.
You know, you do things with your significant other that you wouldn't do, you know, at a fancy restaurant or at a restaurant in general.
Yeah.
So he was just like, you know, whatever.
I think you're right, and I think even from hearing her like Instagram story that she said it, like she was like, oh, you know, this is like our first date, like, so she was feeling like it was like a first date, but I guess like you're saying, he was feeling a lot more comfortable.
Yeah,
he was like, even though I guess it's technically their first date, he wasn't taking it that way. And he was just like being a lot more comfortable and clearing the plates and like stacking them and everything, which there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, some people like to do that at restaurants.
Some people do, some people don't.
Yeah, I personally don't mind. I'm like, as long as you don't touch my plate, because what if I'm not done, or at least ask. But like, if you want to do it with your plates, like, go ahead. Like,
I don't like that.
Yeah.
I just like leave the plates as they are. I don't know. Maybe the waiters like it. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I wonder too from the waiters.
I wonder from their perspective.
Do they like that, or they're like, or do they have their own process? They're like, you know, just don't mess with my process. I don't know.
I don't like it, and just don't touch my plate.
Yeah, definitely don't touch my plate. Like, if you want to stack plates up, stack your own, and then if I want to stack mine, I'll add it. But like, don't stack my plate. But
that was like, give me your plate. How about they're like, hey, hand it over.
And they're like, hold up. Now, if I'm done eating that, I'd hand it over. Yeah, so there was that situation in the Dominican Republic. But then everything seemed okay with them. Yeah. And then going back to that like conversation, like she meets Clay's mom and they get right into it. She's just like, I feel like she's like, how are you guys doing? And AD goes straight into being like,
he doesn't come home.
I would like to see more of him, basically, is what she's saying. Yeah. And then I feel like Clay is kind of like on the defensive too, because that's why I was kind of shocked that they were doing all that in front of his mom. Because this is the first meeting.
It is.
And he just goes straight into like, he's like, well, you don't understand, like, this is my job. Like, he's like, you don't get it because you haven't started working yet. And like, which could be true. I mean, apparently she works like at a nightclub. So that is going to be also, I don't know when she's going to start working, but that's going to be something that will affect them too, because she's working all night.
Yeah. And, you know, people usually, typical work schedules are, you know, in the morning to like, you know, in the afternoon, late afternoon.
Right. And you have your evenings at home.
You have your evenings at home. And now, you know, whenever Clay comes home, she's going to have to leave.
Right. Yeah. So I wonder
how that's I don't know how that's going to work. So, and, you know, his mom says, you know, you need to give yourself grace.
Yeah.
And
give each other grace, she was saying.
And she was also telling AD, you know, he's a hard worker. Mm-hmm. He has a lot of businesses that he has to take care of. That's how he's gotten to where he's gotten. Yeah. So the mom's there kind of defending her baby, you know.
She's defending her son, which as she should. She just met AD for the first time, but I think she was so nice in like being neutral. Yeah. Because she just met AD. She could have literally just been like, no, like, you know, then you're not the one for my son. Right, if you're not going to, you know,
support him.
Right. Yeah. But she didn't take that route. She was like, she was supporting her son, which, you know, as she should. But I feel like she was also being very neutral, because she did say one thing that I think is like, you know, to AD's, you know, benefit, right? Right. She was like kind of telling Clay, like, because he was like, oh, it's easier for me if I sleep at my house because then I'm closer to my job, or you know, whatever, he had to go that next day, whatever it was. And she's like, well, she told him, if you love somebody, you make the time. Yeah. Which is 100% true.
It is true.
Because we all know, like, it just goes back to the whole thing. Somebody wants to hang out with you, or they'll make the time. Yeah. So it's like, it goes back to that. So it's like, is he willing to make the time for AD? I feel like that's what, you know, she was saying there. And I don't know. I get Clay that it's like more convenient for him to stay at his other house. And I think there's no problem with that at all. But just in this situation where they're literally about to get married. Right. They have like a month to know each other outside the pods, and then it's their wedding day. I feel like he can't be doing that. Yeah. He can't be like not home for 2 days out of the week when there's only 4 weeks that they're together.
Exactly. And I mean, it's not like for the rest of his life he's going to be doing this. Right. So it's just for this time. He can sacrifice a little bit, I feel like.
Yeah, I feel like he should, you know, okay, maybe he has to drive a little bit longer, but okay, but you're there
or what about with AD. Take AD to your house too? I don't know if maybe that's not allowed on the filming. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but that's actually a good idea too, because like just find a way to be together. Yeah. Basically. It shouldn't be that hard to...
Because the point of this is to get to know each other. So it's to be together so you can, you know, coexist and get to learn about each other. So then you can either, you know, make it at the altar, say yes, or... you guys break up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's where that ended right there. And I don't know. I just feel kind of bad for Clay's mom and Clay's sister, because I'm like, I just feel like if that was me, I'd be like, this is so awkward. I'm like, why are you guys fighting in front of us? Awkward. Yeah, when they should have just kept it, I think that's something that Clay could have talked about with his mom on his own. But AD was the one who brought it up. So it's just like,
because she wanted to get it out.
Yeah,
they have a lot of emotions. They just got their phones back. They're just getting to see people again, and so that stuff like that, I guess, just bound to happen at one point.
Yeah, exactly. And then last thing about Clay and AD. Clay also did say back when they were in the Dominican Republic, he's like, you'll definitely get to meet my dad too. So I hope that's on camera, because I really want to meet his dad, because we've heard so much about his dad now. And he really shows him as like kind of like a flirty guy, because he even told AD, he's like, he might even flirt with you when he meets you. But he also speaks about how like he's never seen his dad settle down with anybody. Like he's always seen him, even during the marriage. Unfortunately, he was cheating on his mom with many different people, and then post their after they decided to get a divorce, his parents, he said that he's never seen him with the same person. Like he's always switching girlfriends. So from my perspective, I'm just like, I hope Clay can realize this. And I know everybody's on their own journey and everything, but I'm like, he sees that like, instead of like thinking that that's what he's going to do, he should like learn from it and be like, you know what? I don't want to be this kind of guy. Right? Like, so I hope he takes that route, because I know he's so unsure about marriage and everything, but I'm like, just because your dad did it doesn't mean that that's what you're going to do, number one. It's not like that stuff is hereditary, like cheating's hereditary.
And that's what I feel like he thinks. He thinks that that's hereditary. Like he did it, so now I'm going to do it, so I'm scared of getting married. That's how I feel like he's thinking it through. And
he's like scared to hurt AD. That's what he's like saying. But I'm just like, I don't know. I feel like I wish he would just like see it from the other side, where it's like, because you witnessed your dad do that and how hurtful it was to his mom and to his family. Because he says himself how divorce was like hurtful to his family and everything. I'm sure to him and his siblings. So I feel like that should give him all the more power to not do that, to not be that kind of guy. Or person, because at the end of the day, we've known those people. I'm sure everybody around some time of your life, those people who like can never be alone. They're always with somebody, and I mean that to each their own. They can do that, but that's not something that I would want to, do. So like I don't know. It's just I hope he like kind of realizes that, and hopefully they can move on, because I do think they would be a good couple. But as of now, I don't know if you want to make your predictions. Do you think they're gonna last?
No.
Yeah, me neither. I don't think so either. But
my predictions are nobody's gonna last.
Yeah.
That's my prediction.
For real. Okay, but moving on to Johnny and Amy. They are the last couple.
The last couple.
Really.
The ones that are, I guess, kind of, unfortunately, kind of a little forgetful.
They're a little forgetful just because they don't have as much drama, which is good.
Yeah, it's good. But some drama, for me, it seems something that's an important topic, which is, women's contraceptives.
Yes.
And how Johnny is so forceful, I feel like, on that topic.
Yeah.
With Amy.
Yeah, he really is like, he can't let it go.
Yeah. And I just don't think that, this is a huge topic to talk about, but any man should have any say on what a woman does.
Right, exactly. And there's so many other options. Like Amy, I saw her on Instagram. She like felt the need to like explain a little further her situation. And she was just saying like, basically, like, same thing. She's like, guys, she's like, it doesn't have to all fall on the women. There are choices for the men also.
Which I'm glad that she said that.
Yes, me too. I'm so happy about Amy, and I'm happy that she's kind of like also standing her ground on this a little bit, because there are, it is women's health. It's a women's health thing. So it's like, it's not just like, oh, you take these contraceptives and it's like, whatever. It does affect people's bodies. And she has, I forgot what it says what she has.
She has some kind of a rare, I think, genetic
disorder. And did she say anemia too or something?
Yeah, she says she's also anemic. So she gets infusions all the time.
Yeah, and so it can be triggered by hormones, she says. So like right now her hormones are all like,
doing good. She's good right now. She's
doing good. And, contraceptives, they play with your hormones. So she doesn't want to take that risk and then, have some type of negative effect with her anemia and all her other, whatever else she has going on, health issues.
She also told Johnny to get a vasectomy.
Yeah, which people are commenting on online too, because she says that it's reversible, but
I've never heard of that.
Actually 100%, like, it's very low chance that it can be reversed. Like, I mean, they'll reverse it, but it doesn't mean that
maybe if they reverse it quickly, but I feel like the longer that you have it, that your chances of having any kind of kids goes down to
that's
basically
what they said.
Zero.
They're like, just with the just having a vasectomy, like automatically the reversal, your chances of like infertility are like, I don't quote me on this, but I think it's like 90% that you're gonna be like infertile. So
unless he saves, he does like a saves his sperm or whatever.
Yeah. I don't know
before he does it. But anyways, this is the truth though. Just like he's forcing her, because I feel like he was really pushing on her to take the contraceptives. She's like, well, you can get a vasectomy.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, if it's that important to him to not have a kid, then why don't you have a vasectomy? Stop pushing it on the woman.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
Yeah.
I mean, she said the right thing.
Yeah, I think she said the right thing, and it is just like it's just a big thing in their situation. Like they kind of, it seems like they kind of can't get over this. Yeah. Like
it seems like he can't get over
it. He can't get over it. Yeah, it seems like he can't get over this like bump in the road for them. And honestly, I thought they were such a strong couple too. Mm-hmm. And they're another one that I'm doubting it now because I'm like, I feel like he's like there's more than this that it's going on, and I feel like he's kind of just using this as an excuse.
Yeah,
because I can see him, at the altar just being like, end up saying no because he's like, because we can't agree on this, or like because you won't take contraceptives, like we can't be together. So
that would be just an excuse.
Yeah, I feel like that's what I feel like. It's an excuse that, like, for something maybe bigger that's going on. That we don't know yet.
Right.
Will we ever figure out? I don't know, but we'll we'll see more in the next episodes. But yeah, so that's they have that whole big topic.
Yeah, huge discussion. Topic that honestly he should have no say in.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
According to my perspective.
Right. Yeah. Now, when it comes to family planning, I guess he has a say in, like, I guess the family planning, but like he just shouldn't put all that pressure on her. Yeah. I don't agree with that he's putting all the pressure on her. Yeah. It's like it's if they have a child, it's her fault. It's like what? Like that's not how it works.
Yeah, that's why they should go to the doctor and speak on that so he can get educated because he needs he really needs some education because there's many women, I'm sure, just like her, who have issues, health issues and stuff like that they cannot take that stuff.
Right.
Or women that just don't want to. Right? And so men like him need to be educated.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
And going after that, I'm not sure before or after, but at some point they meet the family and his sisters love her.
They really like Amy. Yes.
And I like that. I like that too. They do.
I like that too. And that's a good sign even for Amy too, because you want to get along with your future in-laws and everything. Yeah. So, and he has 2 sisters. And I know from Amy what she always spoke about is that she only has her one brother. Yeah. So I feel like it would even be nice for her to have that kind of, sisterly figures in her life.
I think she would like that. And they seem so nice because, there's always, you never know how you're going to get along with family. So it's so nice that they're nice and welcoming. And I think he even has another sister, I think he said, or something like that.
Yeah. I know his parents weren't there, though, for sure. So I guess I don't know if they'll meet them later.
I think they're like 4 siblings, I think he said, or something.
Yeah. I remember he had a lot of siblings, but I don't remember exactly. Yeah.
But anyways, they really liked her, and that's so nice because not everybody is that welcoming.
Yeah, exactly. I thought that was really nice. They seem like a nice family, too. Like
nice family.
Yeah, like, so we'll see when they meet. I'm curious to see when they meet her family because we kind of saw in the previews that she, like, her, she's asking her dad kind of like for his blessing on this, and I don't know.
She was saying previously, that he's kind of really strict. He's not really too happy with this whole situation that she's in.
Yeah, with this way of like meeting a partner, which I mean I agree. It's not like she said, it's not a traditional.
It's not a traditional
way at all.
Especially for someone that is, a Latina woman. Yeah, that's not typically how you do things.
Yeah, exactly. And also her parents obviously just being from another generation. It's just a different way. It's not the traditional way.
And getting married that fast. That's the thing. You get married. Fast. You get married within, I think they say, a month, right?
Yeah, a month out of the pods. After you get out the pods, a month later. Like you're married at the altar.
And it's not fake. It's like an actual marriage.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. But yeah.
But we never know who's going to get married at this point.
Yeah, you never know who's going to get married. I really am I'm not sure about any of them.
Do you think someone's going to get married?
Honestly, right now how it's feeling, I don't think anybody's going to get married. But if anybody does get married, I think it would be Johnny and Amy. Okay. But I'm not like, I feel like there's like a 60% chance they will get married. Like I'm a little bit over the 50, but I'm not that sure as of now.
I'm thinking, honestly, no one is going to get married. Yeah. But if I had to pick someone, because, they have to have a reunion, I don't think they've ever had a reunion that nobody's married. Yeah, I think just last reunion, there was only one couple.
Yeah, there was just one, Lydia and Milton.
So I'm thinking, just because I think maybe they want to shock us or something, because I've seen Jimmy, posting a lot of stuff saying like, oh, this is me like proving that I kissed Chelsea, that I kissed her, this and that. Yeah. I'm like, could it be that maybe they're together?
Yeah, you never know because they can play with us a little bit because when they're, now with social media and everything, of course it plays a big part in it.
Yeah.
And like, I'm sure they sign contracts and everything where they cannot disclose like anything that's going on, before that episode airs or whatever. So I feel like, are they still together or are they just playing with us, acting like they're together because they can't say otherwise yet? I don't know.
I personally think they're doing that to mess with us. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm going to go with my original response, which is no one is getting married. This is going to be the first reunion that there are no marriages.
Yeah, I don't know. As of right now, I feel like nobody is going to get married either. And we'll just see what's going to come up. But from the next couple of, like the trailer for the next couple of episodes, like we were saying earlier, we are going to hopefully see Jimmy meet Jessica and see what happens with that.
Yeah. Which I don't think anything's going to happen.
Yeah, me too. And I don't think anything's going to happen about that either.
Well,
but then
actually,
we still have that scene that Chelsea is accusing him of hooking up with somebody. So is it Jessica? Like, who's he hooking up with?
And you know what? Jessica there in the, they show it one scene.
Yeah.
Jessica meets Laura.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And she's like, I really want to see Jimmy or something like that. She's like, I still like him.
Yeah. And one thing that I learned from Instagram, from Jessica, she went on stories and people were asking her, like, do you and Chelsea have beef, basically? Mm-hmm. And she said that they don't have beef. And not only do they not have beef, but they're friends. She says they were friends in the pods and they're friends out of the pods. And that is not how the editing made it seem like at all. It made it seem like they never even talked to each other. Like in the house when all the girls were together, like Jessica and Chelsea never talked to each other. So that was surprising to me that she said that they're friends and that they're good friends, it sounded like.
Yeah.
So that's just kind of shocking that she really wants to see Jimmy now and like meet up with him and everything when her supposedly really good friend is now with him. So that just is a little suspicious to me.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to see how that plays out.
Yeah.
Because they keep showing us that.
Yeah.
And they haven't showed it to us. So
they haven't showed us the actual scene. They just keep,
Yeah, I want to see his face. I want to see what he does. I want to see his
his reaction.
Because he says a lot with his face. I feel like, facial expressions say a lot.
Yeah. And in the preview, we do hear him telling her, you are my number one, or you were my number one, or whatever.
No, he said, you're still my number one.
You're still my number one. There we go. That's what he said. Yeah.
When he's engaged to Chelsea.
Yeah.
No.
So we'll see. And another thing that we have to say before we leave, he's not part of the cast anymore, but this has come up also in social media, is Trevor.
Trevor. Everybody loved Trevor.
I love Trevor. I was here last episode and I was saying how nice he is.
Me too. I was like, he's such a good guy.
I was like, he's such a good guy. And then it comes out on social media. This is all allegedly. He hasn't said anything yet as far as I've seen. But allegedly, he had a girlfriend while he signed up and was even filming the show.
And even text messages have come out.
Yeah, text messages have come out. And you never know if these are altered.
Yeah,
That's why I don't know. That's why I still say like allegedly,
Yeah.
because I'm waiting for like somebody to say some confirmation. I don't know. But he was texting his girlfriend and everything, basically like kind of just telling him like he doesn't say it, but he's basically just on the show for like clout.
Yeah.
He's just like a clout chaser, basically.
Right.
He just wants to be on the show to get his name out there, just have a little bit more fame or his little 15 minutes of fame, whatever it is. Mm-hmm. But he's obviously wasn't in it for the right reality.
Reasons,
like he even says there in one of his texts, he's like, remember, I'm just here, like I'm going to just propose, but I'm not going to get married or something like that he says. So it just makes me rethink everything because he said, I love you to Chelsea so quickly.
Yeah.
And he would tell her, even though she wasn't saying it back, he was like, I love you. He was saying, I love you. So I'm just like, was it all fake just because he knew like he would get more screen time?
I mean, it worked.
Yeah.
He got the screen time. He got the followers.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He has the attention now.
He has the attention. And now he's quiet.
Yeah. And apparently, according to the text messages, I guess they broke up with his girlfriend. So he like...
Good.
They now broke up, but it's like just now. Like they were together like the whole time that he was filming and everything. So I don't know. Just another weird thing going on. And since he's not part of the main cast, do you think they'll invite him to the reunion?
Love is Blind, they posted on their Instagram, they're like, ask us questions that you want to ask the cast because they're going to film the reunion. The reunion is getting filmed soon. And they're like, who do you want to be there? Mm-hmm. I wonder if he's going to be there. I wonder who's going to be there because I wonder if Matt's going to be there. Matthew.
I saw some people, because I was looking at the comments there. Some people were asking, they're like, get Matthew, or at least like, I don't know, a Zoom interview to him or
Amber.
Something. Yeah.
Also because did he actually go and meet up with her?
Right. I feel like we need some closure on that. We need some information. That's what I want to know. I want to know if because he left, supposedly because Amber left. So I'm like, did he actually go after her? And what happened?
Yeah. And I know that Jessica, she wants to be on it so badly because she's like, tell them to vote for me or whatever. I know she really wants to be on the
She really wants to be on the reunion, and we'll see what happens with this when he meets her. But otherwise, I feel like up to right now, there's really no point in like, bringing her on right now. Yeah. But we'll see what happens like when Jimmy meets her, and if Chelsea's accusing him of hooking up with somebody, is that actually Jessica? And in that case, then I guess she would be somebody that needs to be on. Or
bring in the accuser, who she's accusing him of. Yeah. Whoever that person is.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I feel like this reunion is gonna have a lot of people already though, because they need to bring in at least the 5 main couples. Yeah. Because even though Ken and Brittany broke up, I feel like they should still be there.
I want them to be there because I want to see, what happened.
Yeah. So we'll see. But I just feel like there's so many people. 'Cause I would like to see Matt on there too.
I want to see him. I want to see.
And Amber. I want to see. Well, she doesn't have to. If she's not on it, that's up to her. But like at least like I said, a little Zoom interview, like whatever, they pop in.
I want to see if because they claimed that he actually didn't walk out on his dates. That's what they said. Yeah. Oh. He said I think on Instagram or he went somewhere and he said that's not what happened.
Okay. They just edited it that way.
Yeah. You know how Sarah Ann is like what the heck or thank God or she mouthed something like that. He said that he never walked out on any date.
Oh.
So. Love is Blind is just painting him out to be this kind of a person, which is not true.
Okay.
That's what he says.
Yeah.
Is it true? Is it not true? We don't know. That's why I would love for him to be there and set the record straight. Let us know what's going on. And I want to see his personality a little bit more because he was really weird.
Me too. And I saw somebody else comment this. They were like, because you know how Amber said all the things that, she said that Matt was telling her all the same things that AD was saying, right? Yeah, and we know that because Amber was saying it before AD said it. And AD just knew that it was the same because obviously it happened to her too. But we never saw clips of it. So people were saying there too, like, can you roll the clips of him telling Amber the same stuff? Because they never showed that. So like I'm curious about that too. I'm like, did he actually say the exact same things?
I wonder.
I mean, according to what Amber said, he did, but like I would like to see it.
They I heard also somewhere on Instagram that Amber was just planted there like an actor. She was just a planted actor. She claims that she's not it because she went on Instagram and she's like, no, that's not true. I was not.
Right.
Like, I'm here for the right reasons, whatever.
Yeah.
But that's all that she said.
Yeah.
So I wish she was also there to say what happened.
Yeah, me too. I'd love to hear her side too.
But
yeah, I'm excited for this next batch of episodes. Only 2 more is what the next batch is. 2 more episodes. And yeah, I'm so excited. I hope they finally show us those scenes that we're hoping to see. And yeah, I'm just excited to see what happens with the couples moving forward because I'm not feeling sure of any of them right now. So I want to see what happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is all our predictions as of right now and everything that we, have been seeing on the show and also on social media about all the cast and all that. And it's definitely, like we've been saying this whole time, it's been super explosive. It's been just like
so much drama
and so many it's like a roller coaster. A lot of things that I was not expecting to happen have been happening. So I really don't even know what to expect for the rest of the season.
I don't know what to expect, but overall we think that nobody's gonna get married.
Yeah, and I'm enjoying watching it.
Me too. I'm enjoying it. I like it. It is fun. Just fun to watch.
Yeah, it's fun to watch, and I can't wait to see the rest of the episodes, but I also want to see the reunion so bad because I want to see them
Me
all
too.
together and answer the questions, live. I know it might not be broadcast live to us, but they're there all live in the studio and everything. So I'm just so excited to see that. Yeah, so don't forget to subscribe because we will be reviewing Love is Blind. As long as the season's going on, we're going to be doing recaps every week. So don't forget to subscribe and tune into that.
New episodes come out on Wednesdays, and we will see you guys on Wednesday.
Yeah, we'll see you guys in the next episode. Thank you for watching.
Bye.
Bye.